Oh my goodness. I was planning on coming on here at 2 o'clock, y'all. And I had an appointment and it went so well that I'm late. Sorry about that. Let's see what's going on. So much stuff flying across my screen. I don't even know what all of it is. Let's see. Oh, I feel like I got something in my eye. Hold on, let me get my big giant mirror and look and see what it is. Oh, maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's an indication that I need some. Can I get some space, y'all? I just literally just walked in the door. I need two things. I need eye drops, and I need like I did my hand sanitizer already, but I might need to do it again. Paranoia much? I've been out in the world, so bear with me. I'm gonna give everybody time to get on, and I'll be right back if you're here. Don't leave. All right, I'm ready. Ooh, outfit check. Y'all wanna see? I don't normally do the outfit check thing, but I'll do an outfit check for y'all today. How about that? Sometimes, you have to go places. And you have to act like a civilized adult, and you have to let people know that you know about things such as real estate and banking and finance and things like that. Because, when you look, like you're 20, when you're really 50, people think that you like, dye your hair gray and whatever. And people do things such as that. People don't realize, that just because you have gray hair doesn't mean you're a certain age and all that type of stuff. Hey, honey. So, you have to let people know, that you have, I don't know. So I have a hard time dealing with people who like to give sometimes I need the remedial version, and I don't have a problem telling you that, but I don't think anybody should just automatically like assume that people are stupid. I just don't think people should do that. I don't know. I guess sometimes you should. Sometimes talking over people's heads is not good, and you don't realize when you're talking over people's heads. So it's just a matter of opinion as to whether you want to deal with that, whatever way you want to deal with that out here in the world, whether you're an expert at things or not, assuming that people know or assuming that people don't know. Which one do you want to do? It's hard to say, but it's been a really, really good day. Like, I don't have words to describe how good of a day it's been. So bear with me as I get my eye drops, because I think I have either like dust, because I'm in the desert, or pollen, or pet hair in my eye. I don't know which one it is. Uh-oh. Missed the whole eyeball. Okay. Missed the whole eye the first time and it went running down my cheek. Okay, got it. If you have never scratched the cornea on your eye, you take for granted how important it is to not rub your eyes just because it feels like you have something in your eye. Like, I have actually done that before and had to go to the eye doctor and wear an eye patch and all that kind of stuff. They put this medicine in your eye. And the eye heals pretty quickly. Even though it heals pretty quickly, it's torture when, something happens or whatever. It's very painful. So, yeah, I have had to experience that. And it's not pretty. And so therefore, I'm very hesitant to, be like always rubbing my eye or whatever. So I'm quick to either flush or get the eye drops or whatever. I try not to do the eye drops too much because, that's not good either. Relying on artificial drops. So anyway, I think it's noggin hair. What was that? What is going across my screen? The screen. They're telling me to do something. Like, whatever. Like, the finger is dragging across the screen trying to get me to do something. What do they want me to change my filter? Are they trying to tell me? I don't know. Anyway. Thank you, darling. You guys follow Dead Girl. I hate that having to say your user ID, by the way, girl. Miss Jory. I want to say Miss Jory. I had to go look to see if it was in your profile so that I could call you Miss Jory. I don't want to be calling you by your user ID. I'm not saying nothing bad about it. Your user ID can be whatever you want it to be, but I just don't want to call you that. I want to call you Miss Jory. I like calling people by their name. Let's see who else is here with us. I need to put my glasses on. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I hope y'all are having a absolutely fabulous day. Like I said, it's been a really good day for me. Lots of really great news. So much. Okay, so first of all, shout out to Fashion Diva Gladiator, I think her name is. Anyway, I shared the video. That was awesome. It was a wonderful, I'm sorry you had a rough day, darling. Hopefully it'll get better as of right now. She did a really awesome shout out for I don't know necessarily that it was for Women's History Month or whatever, but it was awesome and it made me feel good. And shout outs are always awesome and always appreciated. Not that we do what we do for the sake of the shout outs, but it's always awesome when you get one, especially when you're not expecting it. Like my military unit that I was in hasn't really done any Women's History Month shout outs. They shared one post for Women's History Month because they're doing training right now. And hello, they're not really posting like that anyway. And so there's that. So that was kind of overwhelming. And that was like the last note that I kind of like checked out of like social media on because I was just kind of checking in a little bit this morning just to clean up whatever I needed to clean up and post whatever I needed to post and do whatever I need to do. And so there was that post. And so I shared it and then I ran on about my business to do what I need to do. And somebody was trolling me this morning and whatever. So the rest of the day turned out really well. And I ended up meeting some really amazing people and, closing on a deal that we were hoping we closed on. And it's just been a really, really, really positive day. I, met a young person who was doing awesome stuff and an old person who was, so it was just all vibe good, all positive. And so that was awesome. So I kind of almost forgot that I had to do a show today. Like what? How do you forget about your own show? I don't know how that happens. Like, how do you be vibing so hard? Still trying to make sure there's nothing in my eye. I think I see it. Yep, it's on my face. But how do you forget about your own show? Like, you must really, really be vibing to just totally forget about your own show. And I totally was. It was like, when you have those synergistic kind of divine meetings and appointments, several connections were made. Like we talked about, random stuff from wellness to horseback riding to just everything. When politics came up, that's when it was time to go. Not really. That was cool too, but it was awesome. So I'll share more about that later, about what all that was about. But just celebrate with me and don't even worry about it. If you're not one to celebrating, if you're not celebrating with us, don't Don't hate. Oh, shit. I got it, y'all. I wasn't imagining things. Oh, wow. There was something in my eye. And just be thankful I didn't show y'all that. It was huge. Wow. I've been out in the desert. And one thing I'm going to tell y'all about the eyeballs. If you, like I said, don't rub, and really if you just blink your eyes, whatever is in your eye is going to come out. Like, don't end up putting your fingers in your hands and your eyes all the time to the point where you end up with like an eye infection or end up scratching your cornea, like I said. If you blink your eyes like that, whatever is in there is going to come out. And if you need help, then you use an eye drop every now and then. But don't get hooked on eye drops either, because people get hooked on eye drops like folk get hooked on other stuff. So that's not good either. But y'all, the diet and nutrition and total wellness is all part of even just eye wellness. Like, if you have a lot of issues with your eyes and a lot of kind of crust and they're not functioning properly, you're getting eye infections and not getting stuff out of your eye easily when you have issues, then it's probably because of poor diet. So if you don't really have that issue, if you don't really have issues with excess mucus and bacteria, infection, all that kind of stuff in your body, then you're not going to really have issues with your eyes, right? You might get something in your eye every now and then. Big deal. You got something in your eye, you blink, you blink, you blink. You let the tears do its thing. If the tears don't do its thing, you get you some eye drops and whatever, bam, it's taken care of. And that's just kind of like the human body works that way, you guys. So, even with the glasses thing, some people need glasses, some people don't. It don't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter. You know, whether you work on a computer and all those types of things affect it. But diet, nutrition affects it as well. So it can be better or worse depending on if you eat the things you need to eat, right? They say beta carotene or whatever, carrots and all that kind of stuff. But you know, y'all, I learned something the other day that I didn't even know. I know about the importance of probiotics and wellness just because I'm autistic and I kind of stay on top of that with whether it just be general wellness for everybody or for autistic people or for, you know, people of color or for women or whatever the thing is, different conversations come up. And as the sugar-free coach, you know, it's not just not eating sugar and dairy. It's also gluten, right? But it's also not using a whole bunch of chemicals and over-the-counter stuff that has a bunch of chemicals in it. And a lot of foods that have medicinal properties and herbs and things out here, but it's a lot of stuff out here that grows wild that has medicinal properties that we never know about because we haven't learned some of the ancient traditional ways of eating and healing ourselves. And so I have been wanting to and meaning to dive into it because guess what? They can't burn you at the stake anymore for studying alchemy. You know, some years ago they would have burned you at the stake for it. And yeah, but they can't do that to us anymore. I mean, you don't want to be practicing medicine without a license. We're not practicing medicine. We're talking about natural remedies, right? And we're not giving anybody else medical advice. We're telling everybody to do your own research and find out for your own self. So as a person who does do that and find out about that, I'm always listening and researching. And if you watch YouTube stuff, those commercials that they show you in between, or even on television sometimes, if you listen to the infomercials, like, yeah, they're selling whatever they're selling. But do you ever listen to the infomercials to try to see, like, what they're telling you they made the stuff that they're selling out of? because that's valuable information. I don't care what people are selling you. Read the ingredients. Find out what they're saying. Even your doctors. Like, a lot of people I found out recently are taking these vitamin D pills that their doctors prescribed. Like, why don't you just get more sunshine? Why don't you just use almond milk? Drink some almond milk, eat some almonds, right? But I have us thinking that we have to take their branded vitamin D pills. And that's a new modern version of what I'm saying. But for years, it's been the same. There's a lot of natural antibiotics. There's natural ways of getting a lot of different vitamins and minerals and things that we need. But we don't do that. That's why the doctors end up having to prescribe things to us. So while we're talking about, being authentic and owning our wellness and getting back to self and all these different types of things, why shouldn't we do our own research and find out for our own selves what it's not just what XYZ doctor said is good. It's not, because it's a matter of what remedy is good for you. Like, different people have different body chemistries, from DNA to everything. What you like, what you're allergic to, etc., your blood type, etc., etc. So if you don't go on your own journey and research to find out what works for you, then you're going to always really struggle, to be honest with you. Even if you have the most all-natural, holistic, blah-blah-blah, whatever, whatever. You're going to always struggle if you just took somebody else's solutions and, tried to lay them over your life or whatever it is. You're going to struggle always. So, hey, everybody. I don't know who's here. I can't really see y'all. TikTok ain't acting right now with me. I don't know. But hey, everybody, thanks for joining me. Hey, Ernest. Hey, everybody. Probiotics in your drinks, very cool. Air Dubs. Y'all, I've had a lot of people randomly asking me lately about being native, so it's weird. I don't know. I don't understand that question. Welcome, everybody who's new. Thanks for joining me. So yeah, this is the behind the scenes chat for the Living Sugar Free Lifestyle Show. Andrea in the morning. Normally we do podcasts on Spotify, iTunes, or Apple Podcasts now, Google Podcasts now, and all the different podcasting apps. But now we do a live chat on Stereo, where you can join the discussion live. You can join the stage and not just type in the chat. You can join the discussion live. So if you want to add value to the conversation, by all means, come over there and join us. I might not always get to all of the chat here because, quite frankly, sometimes I have a hard time chewing gum and walking because I am on the spectrum. If you did not know, I'm also repping the autistic community. I'm an Aspie. If you're part of the neurodiverse community, welcome. And I do have a book. It's called Aspie Secrets. Let's see, you can also get merch, all of the little sayings and Andrea-isms. Somebody asked me recently in a post if there was a fact to help them. Hashtag DIY head extraction. You can research that, Google that around the internet and pull that up. Let me know you saw that. Hopefully it'll help somebody. Follow Simply Denise, _ Simply Denise there. Follow Dead Girl there. Ask them questions in the chat. If I miss you, they can support you because they are part of my posse. Yes, thanks to the Womblands. That's funny. What's one of the new TikTok trends? Keep tapping this. What did I say? I missed that. I can't remember what I said. Sometimes I talk over my own head. Anyway, so yeah. I have been sharing more about living. That's hilarious. Is it because they're coming for Native people? They got the right one today if that's what they're doing. I hope not. Or is it because, and I don't never want to assume wrong with anybody because you never know. And some people just aren't raised the same. Y'all, we're different. So our social skills are different. I was just talking about that today with some ladies about how different generations, the social skills thing is different. So you never know when somebody is innocently asking a question or when they're trying to come for you or whatever. And so you don't want to assume. You don't want to let trolls hang out for too long, but at the same time, you don't want to assume that people are being, y'all know the people I'm talking about. There's some dangerous streets. It's dangerous out here in these TikTok streets. And you don't want to find yourself on the wrong side of these TikTok, we're going to call them TikTok wars. You don't want to find yourself on the wrong side of these TikTok wars. And it's ridiculous. I agree, y'all. And that's why I'm being vague, because we're not going to talk about it today. But you don't want to find yourself on the wrong side of that, just trying to fit in or just trying to belong or just trying to be liked by people. I followed somebody the other day and I didn't realize that they were smack dab up in the middle of both of this mess on the wrong side of it. And I was like, ew, I'm not following you. Everybody that looks like me is not on the right side of every debate, and everybody that's a woman is not on the right side, and everybody that's LGBTQ is not on the right side, and everybody that's not disabled. Y'all, people have a right to think however they want to think. And everybody is not going to always agree. Matter of fact, hilarious. I was in a situation just a little while ago. I mean, like hours ago, you guys, where I want to tell it, but I want to tell it unbiased so everybody will get what I'm saying. So I'm trying to tell it without being specific. So, because A, it's none of y'all business who I vote for. And B, I don't care nothing about y'all knowing who I vote for because I might change my mind. Like, don't lump me together with no group of people, period. Because everybody is out here acting foolish, in my opinion. And I find out stuff from people all over the world where I'm like, it seemed like we on the right side, but you on the same side, or we on the same side, but you kind of talking some foolishness. And you have to be careful because people will take things like bills and things like that and lace stuff into them. So it's like, oh, we agree on this, but we don't agree on this. And so we don't have to let nobody put us in a box, period, ever. You don't have to agree with anybody on everything. Like, we don't all have to be on the same side of everything, period. And so I was telling the story to this one group of professionals about how this other professional had kind of crossed the line with, not only what they said was unprofessional, but really it's a violation of the code of conduct for this industry of professionals by them saying what they said about the type of people that were going to be involved in this deal and what their politics were. Like, that was going to make a difference in my decision, or like they were going to have a problem with me if I didn't agree or if my politics weren't the same. Or first of all, you don't know what my politics are. Assuming that you know what my politics are because of how I look is dead wrong. Assuming you know anybody's politics because of how they look is dead wrong. Assuming everybody has to agree with us, that's how we got in this mess in the first place. And we don't want people to assume, hey, friend, how are you? Thank you. So, even though sometimes this stuff is obvious and we feel like, oh, if you agree that way or vote that way, it's duh, but it's not. There are some very smart people on both sides of all of these arguments. I don't care what you think. It's not duh, cut and dry. Oh, they're stupid if that's not that. Maybe you just don't have enough money to understand how they think. Like, it's not duh, y'all. It's not, oh, they must be racist if they agree with. No, it's not always that. They're black, so they're a sellout because it's not always that. And when we take up those types of arguments and perspectives, we alienate people and we make it easier for the opposite side of our, whatever the debate is, we make it easier for the other side when we take up such cut and dry perspectives about how people can't possibly agree with the other side, because if they do, they must be stupid. If we take that perspective, we instantly are going to lose the argument. I was in youth and government and I was in debate club, so I've had to argue all kind of things. And that's why when you were in high school, they forced you to debate arguments and be on the pro side when you actually agreed on the con side. That's a skill set, to learn how to debate when you disagree. Because if you can't have a scholarly discussion with people that you don't agree with, like, you will never accomplish anything in life ever, period, without brute force. And the whole "you get more flies with honey" thing, like, I don't really like that saying, because I ain't never really been trying to catch no flies. But sometimes you do have to corral the flies, or you want to try to get the flies to move in a certain direction without just killing them all, right? It's like, even y'all, this sounds silly, but I have even gotten to the point, I used to tear up the whole house trying to kill a fly, y'all. I have torn up a whole set of blinds in my old house trying to kill a fly. Like, real story. I had to get new blinds. This is not such a bad thing, but I ended up with plantation blinds, plantation shutters, whatever they call them, because the cheap set that came with the house, the little regular folding ones, I tore them up trying to kill a fly. But now, in my older, more wiser state, I try to get the flies out the door. They're stupid. Ooh, flies are good and stupid. Like, you try to get them out the door, they get confused between the sliding glass and the screen and whatever, and they get stuck between the door, and they don't want to cooperate. And then it's this whole thing. Sometimes I have to spend 20 minutes trying to coax the fly off of the screen door so that I can, get them out, and then close the screen door back behind it and be able to enjoy my peaceful day with the, screen door open. Like, I gotta have the hard door closed, the glass door closed, while I'm, sticking my hand in there, kind of shaking you off the screen so that I can close the door back. Like I could have just killed your ass, you know what I mean? But I didn't. And so it's funny, because you learn that, not so much you get more flies with honey, but it's better to, prod or it's better to encourage or coax, right? If you want to herd a group somewhere, than it is to just be poking and prodding everybody all the time, or cracking whips. Well, that's a horrible metaphor probably, but I'm black, so I guess I can make that reference without getting in trouble. Since y'all want to believe that only people who own slaves are white, but whatever. Anyway, it's much better to get, you might be responsible for crowd control. You might do security. You might be a manager. You might be responsible for a bunch of employees. You might be a parent, and you might have a bunch of kids. Whatever it is, you're responsible for getting a bunch of people to do something. Y'all don't think that people on social media, quote unquote influencers, that's what marketing is. Marketing, you guys, I don't ever talk about this stuff. Oh, y'all, I got comfortable. I was about to tell y'all my marketing secrets. But marketing is that. So whatever industry it is, whatever your job is, whatever your thing is, whatever the group is, whoever's hurting you, they're responsible for employee relations, community relations, all of that. It's all marketing. So whatever it is, it's better to understand where people are coming from and why they think the way that they think. And then you have more of an opportunity to influence the way that they think, rather than just taking the position that, oh, they must be stupid. Oh, they must be, because we're all connected, y'all. We are all connected, period. So being mad and angry with everybody else really is all a futile circle. Nobody don't want to hear this, I know, because it's too positive. TikTok is probably, not going to probably put this on the For You page, but y'all can help by tapping on my forehead like this. If you tap on my forehead like this, that's going to send it to the For You page. But, it's exhausting trying to force people to think the way you think, or grow in the area that you think that they need to grow in, or like you even, right? Or be your friend or whatever. It's exhausting. read some of these messages. Yeah, it's exhausting. So it's healthier for you, and it's a lesson for you when you learn how to kind of like not care, right? Because we don't do good works and help others and be the change and pay it forward. We don't do that to get a pat on the back. We don't do that so people will like us. We don't do that so people will be our friend. And we don't do it hoping that we're going to get some reward in the end, right? If you don't know about Lil Wayne's song, Trophies, it's the bomb, right? Look it up. I can't think of the words right now, so I can't sing it for you. But there ain't no envelopes to open. I just do it because I'm supposed to. It's like one of my favorite songs, right? And another one is, and these are two stark contrast song differences, but the other one is Legacy by Jenny Owens. Those two songs, right? Like, okay, great if you have something nice to say about me. Great if you want to give me a pat on the back or an award. Great if I ever get my just due, but that's not why I'm doing it, right? You're not doing it to impress people. You're not doing it so people will like you. You're not doing it for a reward. So if you get one, that's just icing, right? And guess what? When you do good stuff, when you do positive stuff, a lot of times it's not stuff that is popular or sexy. It's not the popular thing. It's not the thing that's gonna, make you friends or whatever. But in the long run, right? Slow and steady wins the race. And like with this influencer thing, like people who like usually dart out ahead, shoot up to the top, whatever, surpass everybody really quickly. A lot of times they have a hard time maintaining that. And a lot of times if somebody paid for their influence or did something unsavory to get it, it's a matter of time before they're going to be removed. You don't have to hate on them. You don't have to worry about what they're doing. You don't have to try to mimic what they did or be like them to get ahead or talk about them or hate them. You don't have to do any of that. Just wait your turn. Because your turn is coming. You just make sure that when you get in position that you don't have nothing that people can go dig up and find about you. Because while you throwing stones from your glass house, wait till they get on you. Just wait till they get on you. If you are sitting there laughing and ha-haing and amening somebody that got toppled, just wait till they get on you. Is your reputation going to hold up is the question. Right? Just while they're toppling the people that they're toppling, you just be cleaning up your own house. If you got some dirt, if you got some skeletons, if a bone is going to fly out your mouth any minute, go clean that shit up. Like literally, that's what this, like who has not learned from, like everybody's like, oh, don't talk about them. Oh, these are real people. Oh, that's personal. Y'all, it's on social media. If it's on media, it's fair game to be talked about. I don't care who it is. I don't care what y'all think. When it happens to you, I hope you don't think that anybody is going to come save you and say like, oh, it's not fair. You're bullying them. No, you chose to be a public figure. As a public figure, you know that if you do dirt and people find out about it, you're going to be dragged. Guess what? They drag you sometimes for nothing. Like, y'all will drag me probably for my edges not being right or whatever, or my clothes don't match one day or whatever. People will drag you for whatever. So if you actually give people a reason to drag you, you're going to get dragged and you're fair game. That's what being a public figure is all about. Like, who told y'all that when you decide to be a public figure and, oh, newsflash, if you're on a social media platform and you got followers, you're a public figure. I don't care if you didn't put public figure in your bio. They tricked y'all. Authors, musicians, bloggers, entrepreneurs, CEOs, fishermen. I don't care what your job title is. I don't care what your content matter is. I don't care what your niche is. I don't care what you're on here talking about. If you're on here and you are talking to people publicly and you have followers, You are a public figure, period. So that means if you do something publicly that's unsavory and it's for people to see publicly and people are talking about it and then they drag you, nobody's going to call that bullying. Just know that. If you don't know that, Andrea Raquel told you on March the 16th, Andrea Raquel told you that you're a public figure, and to whom much is given, much is required. So conduct yourself accordingly, because if people find out that you're doing something, if you're saying one thing publicly and living a whole different life and somebody finds out about it, you are going to get dragged and nobody is going to save you. Public affairs, that's your free public affairs advice from the first female voice of the 3rd United States Infantry. Yes, I was the first female voice of the 3rd United States Infantry. The whole story is scandalous, scathing. I mean, if y'all want to dox somebody, because I can see y'all trolling me. I can see y'all hanging around the perimeter. And I'm so honored that my power is so great that none of y'all don't have the courage to just come in my face and just come for me directly. I'm honored. And you're right. You should be afraid. You should be very afraid to step to me, because you don't want none. But go ahead. Do your research. Go pull everything up and find out who I really am and whatever you think I might have to. Please. Oh, you didn't post that though, because what you went and found out was that I was an honorable person and that I'm humble and that my story is scandalous. But by telling it, you would be doing me a favor. That's what you found out when you went digging? Because I didn't tell it yet, because I don't clout chase and I'm not trying to just ride some scandal to fame. That's what you went and found out? So y'all haven't doxed me yet? I see y'all hanging out. I see y'all hanging around and trolling. I see you trying to come for me every 5 minutes. I see you. You got the right one. Please, please go dig it up. Please put it out there for everybody to see. I want you to. That's why y'all haven't done it yet. Because what are you going to tell people? You're going to tell people about me being a first? You're going to tell people about how the persecution that I went through? You're going to tell people about the scandal and how I'm the poster child for the Me Too movement? Is that what you're going to tell people? You're not going to tell people that, are you? No, because you know that would just be boosting me up. So all y'all can do is hang around the periphery and hope that I'm offended or scared or escaped. Look how many people dropped off when I said that. Ooh, y'all. Look how many people dropped off. I see y'all. All you can do is hang around and throw little comments or shots or think I care if somebody doesn't follow me back, or you can't get me kicked off, because I'm not doing nothing. And all I'm going to do is end up getting an apology and get my account back. I'm boring like that. Autistic people are boring. I'm very boring. I'm very vanilla. And never in my history of my whole life have I ever been thankful to be vanilla and plain and boring. I am on the outside of every clique, every club. I'm not the cool kid. I ain't never been. Look how many people dropped off, y'all. Look how many people dropped off when I said that. I see y'all. Y'all, I've been seeing them. I've been seeing them, you guys, since I first got on TikTok. And it's crazy when you see my close friends that I've seen telling all the business, both scandals, both TikTok dramas that are going on. My close friends that are tied up with them that I'm seeing telling the story, I'm looking and I'm like, when I first started watching, and I was immediately like, I already know who they talking about. How do I know? How am I the outsider, the weirdo outside black sheep, not cool kid? And I already know who y'all are talking about. How? Y'all, you have to ask yourself, How am I on the outside of both of these big old scandals? The people act like they don't see me, even though I got 60,000 followers. You can't follow me back. I'm not good enough, right? But I already know who you're talking about when you're telling me this ridiculous, lame ass story that happened. I'm sitting here going, I wonder if I know who they're talking about. And when I kept listening, and then I went to follow the trend and I followed the people. I followed all of the people who were persecuted and harmed, period. If I hear somebody was hurt and harmed or persecuted, I'm going to go follow that person. I'm going to go drill down and find out. But it was easy to drill down and find out very quickly that certain people were just sensationalizing and acting like victims when nothing had happened to them. But it was also very quick and easy to see that some people were just clout chasing and trying to jump in and take sides and blah, 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 and whatever. And I hate being right sometimes, but sometimes I'm so thankful I don't know what to do. It's not always fruitful, or it doesn't always pay off to be the cool kid, y'all. To be included in stuff. To fit in. Groupthink and mob mentality, y'all, I'm not down for that shit. Chances are, if there's a room full of people and they talking about something and everybody in the room is like, yes, girl, amen, I'm probably back in the corner going, do I say something or do I not say something? Because chances are, if I say something, I'm probably going to get dragged out of here and strung up. And it doesn't really matter what the room of people. It doesn't matter if I'm among other women, if I'm among other Black people, if I'm among other autistic people, if I'm among other veterans, if I'm among other scholars, y'all. Even in my own little, how much identifying could you possibly do to say, like, in your little sect of your little group of people that you went to college with? And I went to a very limited, exclusive kind of college, right? A whole bunch of people who look like me. And when I say look like me, I mean it was a HBCU and it was the women's HBCU. So not only but a whole bunch of brown people, but a whole bunch of women who supposedly we all identify on everything, right? And I always... Oh, and then when I found out that I was on the spectrum, a group of autistic people, and then a group of Aspies, these people are going to surely identify. And I always find myself in the room full of people going, maybe there might be a different perspective that we can take here. Maybe we might want to just include, maybe we might not want to just lump all those people in that group over there. Maybe we might want to just look at this a little more open-minded. Maybe. I always end up being that person. So you're not going to ever be able to say that I'm not going to be able to ever say that I was part of the cool kids club, but you're not going to be able to ever say, I'm going to report her because she was, quote, bullying or harassing, or because I don't care. I don't care about your opinions and your politics. I don't care about your gender or your sexuality. I don't care about your skin color. I don't care about where you came from. I don't care about any of those things. I really don't even care about your integrity. You don't have to be a decent human being. That's none of my business. I choose who I'm going to surround myself with. That's my choice. And if you lack integrity, then it's my choice to not surround myself around you, not to be around you. That's my choice. Coming in your face all the time just to tell you about how you lack integrity, I don't have that kind of energy and time on my hands. If I come around you and you are not a high quality person and you rub me the wrong way and get on my nerves, guess what I'm going to do? Find some other space to be in. Because I have that freedom and I have that right. And I'm that good. There's so many things that I could be doing with myself on a daily basis. And there's so many different places I could be doing them in. So me forcing myself to be in a space or a place where people don't want me to be or where I'm uncomfortable, like, why would I do that? Like, why would I I may or may not even tell you that whatever the space is uncomfortable because of you. Because if I don't care for you to change it, I just don't want to be there. I'm just going to remove myself. Like, birds of a feather, like minds, et cetera, et cetera. If you're not a like mind, it's all good. It's no harm. It's no foul. Why do I have to try to force you to be like-minded like me? I don't have that kind of time on my hands. I don't have that kind of energy. And I'm not that self-righteous. Like, who am I to say that everybody in this world should be vibrating on the same frequency as me? Who am I to say that everybody in this world should be at the same level of development that I am? Like, stop downplaying yourself, first of all. If everyone had the same level of intelligence as you, how would there be a place for you? If everybody was as good as the things that you're good at, where would be the place for you? If everybody was at the same level of development, why would there need to be a sugar-free coach? So, stop downplaying yourself and assuming that everyone else gets it the way you get it. And that's at whatever level you're at. You might not be at the level I'm at. But there's a whole group of people that don't get it the way that you do, even if you don't get it the way that I do, right? We're all at different stages and different levels. So why are you trying to force other people to get on your level? For what? Enjoy your level and let them enjoy theirs. It's self-righteous to act like, tisk, 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 you're not on my level. Like, where is the benefit and the good in that? What's the point of that, right? And it also shows that you're not really quite at the level that you think you're at as well. Yes, you can see more on the sidelines. Hey, ask Mama Talk. Yes, Jess, amen. Yeah, yeah. It's such a beautiful existence to just be and let other people just be. Now, it sounds really good, y'all, and somebody accused me of toxic positivity one time. I don't mean to make it seem like it's easy. It's not easy. It takes work. You have to do a whole lot of soul searching and meditating and, I don't know what you want to call it, y'all. I've been through a lot in my life. Experiences, situations, iron sharpening iron, bumping up into other people, getting to know myself, and continuing to, right? Being teachable, being moldable, being willing to learn and grow at every level. Because at some levels, you will feel like you have it all together. And at other levels, you'll feel like a bumbling idiot, right? Yes, y'all, amen. All of that, what they said, yes. Right? And call it whatever you want to call it. Different y'all and different people in different areas around the world and different spirituality, different disciplines and industries and etc. call all of this stuff different, right? You have your spiritual people who will call it one thing, your scientific people who will call it another, you have your psychological people, you have your astrology, etc., etc. Don't get caught up in that, right? Don't let people get you caught up in semantics. Don't let people make you feel like whatever the work is that you're doing and whatever the path is that you're on is not valid because you don't have all of the right technical words to use. Okay? Because first of all, the shit changes every so many years. The whole thing about industry, the whole thing about the psychology industry and the astrology industry and astronomy industry and scientific industry and et cetera, industry. The whole point of the industries is to keep these barriers to entry so that you have to pay to get into them. So that if you don't pay for their papers, then you're going to be considered a snake oil salesman or, witchcraft or whatever kind of thing. That's the point of that. It's to hinder you from doing your own work and your own research and making your own diagnoses and doing your own apothecary research and taking your own wellness into your own hands and researching all of the things that you need to research to be a total whole and well individual, right? Physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, even, y'all. Banking is part of this as well. I can't even get into that because we got like 5 minutes, but y'all know I used to be a banker. And the whole reason that I started my nonprofit organization was to teach people about the secrets that I learned that people were keeping up in the stuff that they do in banking that most of us have no idea about. Like, yeah. Okay. So a lot of this stuff is barriers to entry for regular people, and it keeps us stressed out and chaotic and overworked and frustrated and angry with each other. So we can't just function, maintain our wellness, be able to think straight, and have fruitful scholarly conversations with one another where we can disagree and agree to disagree and learn from one another and grow together and heal past some of this trauma that we are all living with. Yeah. So, yeah, I got to get over to stereo in like 5 minutes. So if you don't know about stereo, you guys, the link is in my bio. Thank you for the time check, Jory. The link is in my bio. It says stereo, Andre on stereo. So here's the deal. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts, and all of the other podcasty places are going to play my podcasts. If you have never listened, great, go catch up. We have plenty of time. But I am going to eventually take all of these shows and break them down, and they're going to be the new season of podcasts. Good luck waiting for that. It's like waiting for a new season on Netflix. Sorry, it's going to take a while. Okay. If you want to volunteer, sign up, contact my honey, T's 2 Cents. He's our producer. Contact Simply Denise. Contact Jory, contact Sean. I don't know if he's here. Contact the crew and let them know you want to volunteer, send some money, do something, and we will get there even faster. But in the meantime, it's just little old me with my editing skills, and I'm getting up there. But if you really want to be a part of it, be a part of these discussions, and be able to actually talk to us, go ahead and download the Stereo app. We're not pulling anybody away from TikTok. We just pop over there for these shows. We do it every morning for Denisha's show, The Morning Drive. She does The Morning Drive live. I see you, cutie. And it made me lose my train of thought. We do The Morning Drive live every weekday morning, and we do Living Sugar-Free Lifestyle show on Wednesdays at 4:20 Pacific Standard Time, 7:20 Eastern Time. And then on Thursday nights, we do the Geritano House. And y'all get to hear from Joe G. That's my brother-in-law. And he's a whole nother kind of weirdo. Like, we bring the moderate level autistic spectrum, tell it to you like it TI is. Joe G brings a whole nother level to it because Joe G was in jail for 40 years for a crime he didn't commit. So when you want to say no holds barred, like have no reason to bite his tongue or impress nobody, he don't give no F's. Like, he gives, like, I had never met anybody who has 0 F's, like less F's than I do, and he get less F's than I do because he just don't have no reason to care. So it's a lot of fun hearing his take on life and his perspective, and he's very wise, as is my big sister. You all will very much enjoy her morning show. Okay, get ready for the dog to bark. Sorry. Hi, honey. Okay, so let's see. We've got like, 4 minutes before we jump over to stereo. Does anybody have any questions? And if you do, you should definitely come hang out with us. Thank you for joining us. Not my username. Thank you. Just Jess. Thank you for hanging out with us. I appreciate you so much. You guys are always so much fun. Miss Jory, I will see you on stereo, my love. Vibes, appreciate you. We do music stuff sometimes, but you'll have to talk to T and Denise if you want to talk about music stuff. Ask Mama TikTok, appreciate you, love, for joining us. You guys are so awesome. And okay, so I'm sorry that I was late today. I'm going to make it up to you guys by coming back. I don't know when. I don't know if it'll be over the next few days. I'm not going to commit to that because I have a lot going on. It might, I don't know why I got blurry all of a sudden, but I might, okay, I'm going to come early next week. I'm going to come early and we'll spend a couple of hours together, and that's how I'll make it up to you because, you know, I think that's my sign that it's time for me to go because it's getting blurry and I can't bring it back. That's my sign. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all soon. Love you. Have a great day. Mr. Discombobulated, hey, thank you. Come on over to Stereo and join us for the live talk. Talk to you guys soon. Have a great day. Happy Wednesday. Shake it off if it's not going great already. Okay, now's the day.